Adobe got married to her husband, who is also an Igbo man, and the husband traveled and comes back only 3 times in a year. And in the third year, Adobe went to a particular drinking joint and met one cute looking guy in the city where they now lived. So Adobe and the guy got chatting, and the next thing they had a one night stand. As they had this one night stand, Adobe thought it was just something she could just forget about. But the next thing, they did not just end up having one night stand, they had more night stands, and it became routine. Now, Adobe was no longer a visitor, a stranger to this guy. She started coming to this guy's house often. So one of the days Adobe got to the guy's house. By the way, this is a true life story, like it happened. Yes, in fact, one blog talked about it recently. So when Adobe got into this house, as you know, being a girlfriend who is no longer from a one night stand to a girlfriend, she now decided to visit one of the veranda close to the guy's room. As she got there, she saw different picture portraits of the guy's family. And then she goes by asking the guy, who is this man? Guess who she saw? She saw her husband's picture in the collection she saw by that balcony. So she asked who was this guy. And the guy said that was his older brother. She said, your older brother. And then she asked the guy, where does he stay? He said he's not in the country. He's living outside the country with his wife. And she asked his wife. So now what happened was that this guy apparently came to Nigeria to marry his own Nigerian wife without, and then the brother was not in town. They didn't get to meet. So the brother now, having relocated back to Nigeria to do a project, meet this woman who is lonely because the husband is not around, and they got intimate. Now she visiting after the one night stand, the couple of one night stands, she now became like girlfriend. From girlfriend, she got to see that this guy she has dated. Remember, she became pregnant through the one night stand, but had not told the guy at the time she saw this picture. So right now, she is pregnant for this guy, and she has not yet told she's pregnant for the guy, but she has not told the guy that she's pregnant for him. But she is now seeing her husband's picture, the husband who is supposed to be outside the country, in the balcony of that guy, where his family people portrait are. So she's asking this question, and from the explanation the guy is making, the brother is married to another woman with children outside the country. Now it explains to her why the guy comes back only 3 times in a year. And before she got married, somebody had warned her that she shouldn't get married to that guy, that all this abroad marriage, that they will come home, marry girls and keep them here and not take them back, then they will now marry them, and at the end of the day they will not travel. They will keep saying the paper of the girl did not go through, the paper did not go through, using that to delay the process. This girl was now shocked. She was now contemplating whether she should tell the guy she's pregnant for him, or she should tell the guy that she is the brother's wife. She didn't know at that point what to do. The next thing, she became so quiet. So the guy was asking her, babe, what's going on? Why are you quiet? She said nothing. And remember, she already has children for this her brother. She already has children for this her brother who is outside the country. And you see, that's why we keep telling people, when you have children, even when you have a father, a child out of wedlock, let the new woman know, let your family members know, so that things like this will not happen. But she couldn't. Out of shock, she just sat down. The guy kept asking her, what's the problem? She couldn't talk because at that time she was confused. This was her thinking that, oh, she has betrayed her husband. She didn't know that her husband even had betrayed her a long time. She was just doing a good woman. Now it took her to sleep with her own brother to be able to know the truth. Then she didn't even know it was the brother. And she was now beating herself to it that, oh, what would she tell her husband? She said to her friend that Igbo men don't forgive when you cheat on them. They can do anything for you. They can do that Igbo men are very good, but that because the friend was telling her that she can tell the husband now that it's because of how long he kept her. She turned to the friend and said, Igbo men, they don't forgive things like this. You can do anything to an Igbo man, but do not cheat on him. So when this thing happened, those thoughts kept playing in her head. How she was beating herself, she couldn't eat. She was saying she has fallen for another man. Meanwhile, her own husband is abroad and comes back only 3 times. So that was when she just told the guy that she was going. She just left. So the guy called her on phone and said, what is the problem? That they can talk about this whole thing. What is it? Why is she being very, to herself? What's going on? That they can talk. She said it's not something she can talk about. The guy now insisted. She said the guy should give her some time. So that was how the guy now, the call ended. She called her friend. That her friend should come to the house. There's something she wants to tell her. So when she was telling the friend the story, the girl was asking her, you know how you are telling somebody a story, you are crying and the person is saying, and what now happened now? What happened? Okay, tell me the bad side, the worst case scenario, because her friend was now anxious to know what happened. Is the guy, did you meet the guy with a girl? He said no. So what happened? What now happened? She was stammering. She couldn't really put herself together to tell her. So she now summoned courage and told the friend that this guy that she's married to, who came home, did traditional marriage for her, is not, that the guy she's seeing now that she was busy beating herself to eat, that she's cheating on her husband, is actually the younger brother to her husband. Hey, this girl fell down and shouted, how did it happen? She narrated everything. This girl did not believe it. She told her that the brother's picture was in the collection of pictures she saw there, and that, wait, she should not shout here too, that there's another shocker, that the brothers, that's his older brother, that he's even married to a woman and they have 3 children and they are living in the US. This is how the friend maybe whether fainted, but she just fell. She couldn't believe it. The shock was too much for her to hold. So she now told her that she should not tell this her friend that this her new boyfriend that she's pregnant. She shouldn't tell him that she's pregnant for him, but that she should go and do away with it. That she should not tell him. So now this other guy was now calling her because she had told him to give her some time. So this her friend stayed with her till in the evening. So he called her that they needed to see. So when they got there, the friend now asked her friend now asked her, what are you going to now tell him now that he's insisting you push you see? The guy now has started falling for her because of course they've had countless intercourse and all of that. Was now falling for her. So he now told the girl, tell me anything, whatever it is, I can stomach it. This world is not that serious. That he came to Nigeria, he's not really, having a lot of friends. That he wants to know what's going on. That was when she opened up and told the guy everything. The guy could not even stand up from where he was. So he now asked her, what about the pregnancy? Is it still there? She said yes, it's still there, but she wants to do away with it. That was how this guy told her that can they keep this, that if she knew, she wouldn't have told her other friend. That other friend, he's suspecting that other friend may betray the whole thing. He shouldn't have told her. But when they did away with the pregnancy, the guy now called the brother and asked the brother where his wife in Nigeria is. They were sitting together. He called him and he said that she's there in Nigeria. What's she doing? He was now trying to explain what she was doing. So the brother now decided to explain everything that has happened in Nigeria, how he met the wife, how everything happened. And guess what? That the elder brother now said, why would his younger brother do that kind of a thing? Do you know that the younger brother said, well, at this point he had to tell him because he's an irresponsible older brother. How can you put a woman in this condition? You didn't even show your brothers or even siblings to this woman and you married her out of pretense and kept her in Nigeria. My dear people, this guy for real married the brother's wife. Like, clear eye, married her. They didn't even tap her with the baby. What they were planning to do, this guy just picked up his phone, told the brother, and told him what the hell with him. And guess what? He went to see this girl's parent. Like, this whole thing is strange. Like, when they're saying it on this podcast, I couldn't believe my ears. Everybody was just shouting. Now, wow, things happen.